Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. It's great to have you here on this Motivation and Mindset Monday, where I'm excited to talk about one of my favorite topics. This is exactly what we do in our private practice literally every single day with people all around the world. And it's why we often tell people that there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee. However, this is as close as you can get to any guarantee when it comes to transforming your health, transforming your mind, transforming your body, really transforming any goal you have for yourself. Because every goal, no matter what it is, like if you're trying to improve your finances, you're trying to improve your health, your relationships, your spirituality, your body, whatever it may be, you have to understand is that there's only one methodology. There's only really one way to go about it. So you can fight it all you want. And I know that I did for many, many years of my life, trying to shortcut this, trying to biohack that, whatever it might be. But I'm telling you right now, if you actually set about following these specific principles and you just say, listen, you know that, I don't know, it might take you a little while longer, but you know that you're virtually guaranteed to succeed. It's just so much better because a lot of these hacks, well, they might last for a few weeks, but ultimately you're back where you were before or even worse. And I think if you think back to a lot of the goals that you've tried to achieve, if you've done it that way, well, you've really short-sighted your long-term success. That simply means that you were going for the gold right out of the gates, when maybe you didn't deserve it. Like that's what we sometimes tell ourselves right away. You really want to be deserving of whatever that goal is because you want to embody whatever that goal is. You want to actually see yourself as someone that deserves that ultimate outcome. I was actually talking about this just yesterday with our new IHP Mastery Group. I said that in order for you to ultimately achieve a goal, for you to get the type of career, the finances, the relationship, the body, the health, whatever it is, you need to literally see yourself as that thing. Right? So if you don't see yourself at a certain level of success in whatever it is, it's very difficult to hold on to that success, even if you do get it. Now, how do you actually see yourself embodied at that? Well, it's actually not as difficult as you think because you set your sights on the specific goal, but then what you do after that is you simply begin to work the plan, work the process, and ultimately by working the plan, working the process, you do feel like you're deserving of it. Meaning, if you're exercising almost every day and you're eating well every day and you're taking the right nutritional supplements and you're getting to sleep and you're doing all the right things and your goal is weight loss, well, you feel after doing that for 12 weeks, you feel like you deserve to lose the weight, right? You feel you deserve it, right? And so ultimately that's how you begin to view it. And that's what you need for everything. But if you don't feel you're deserving of it, it's really difficult to attract that into your life. But I want to step aside just for a little bit today. So let's say you feel like you're deserving of it and you're willing to do the work, okay? So great. Now, if you feel you're deserving and you're willing to do the work, or at least you're just willing to do the work, I want to share with you the only path there is to success. Like literally, if you want guaranteed success, again, virtually guaranteed success, the only difference with this is timeline. And I'll explain that in just a moment. But if you want virtually guaranteed success, you need to follow a set of principles that's going to allow you to get there. And again, this is something that most people don't want to share with you because they want to try to sell you or market to you the shortcut. But on the Cabral Concept, well, the show's free every single day. There's nothing for me to sell you. So here's what I want to share with you though, is that I get to do things and share information that, maybe you're not going to hear in a lot of other places. But I want to say this, is that you can be successful in transforming your body, transforming your health, transforming your career or finances, transforming your relationships, transforming your overall spirituality and your place in this world. But I don't want to share with you the shortcuts today, okay? What I want to share with you again is that proven formula. So let's dive right into it. First things first, And I've shared this with you before, so I'm not going to go deep on this today. We can always go back to previous shows on this. You do need a blueprint, right? You do need something to follow. Okay, so why do you need that? And that's not going to be the crux of the show, but you at least want to shortcut your time to success by as much as you can by simply saying, is there someone out there that's helping people to improve their finances, on investing, on career change, on relationships, on body transformation, right? Any one of those things are health, right? You have Hashimoto's, you have rheumatoid arthritis, you have gut issues, you have brain fog, you have skin rashes, you name it. Well, trust me, there's a plan out there for that, right? There's a plan out there for any of those things. So someone's already done it, just like you, and you want to follow that plan, because you're not the expert in that thing. And I can say that confidently because if you were, you would have achieved your goal already. And again, that's not saying it's a bad thing. There's a lot of things that I go into. I'm not the expert in it, and I don't expect myself to be because I haven't lived it yet, right? Like that's not, if I was already the expert, I'd already be at my goal, right? Or it simply means that I wasn't willing to put in the work. So what I'm going to share with you today is just follow someone that doesn't say they can. I know there's a lot of people out there that say they can do it. Have they lived it, right? Have they gotten a lot of their other client success, again, in relationships and health and body transformation, whatever it might be? Okay, you choose your goal, find the expert out there. A lot of people have books, like the books are like $15 to buy, right? I mean, I just go back to people and I say, hey, one of the greatest secrets is that a lot of authors, they spend 20 years working, 30 years working, 40 years working. They've worked with tens of thousands of people or so. And then they put their best stuff in a book that costs like $9.95 on a Kindle, right? Or $15 for the paperback. It's, even if it was $50, it's their life's work and all their shortcuts in a book. It is their plan. I do that in the rain barrel effect. It's everything from my practice in a book, right? And I donate all of the profits to charity. So there are people that do this. Most experts end up doing that in their field because they just they have this, you just get this need, not a want, not a desire. You have a physical need that you have to do this to give back because you're in a fortunate position and you just, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people want to do that. But regardless, you'll be able to find the plan, and you don't even have to do the one-on-one coaching. You don't necessarily always need to buy some type of system. Those things will work, and they'll probably shortcut your success even faster. But you can honestly just follow an online course or book by a person in that field. Okay, so now you have that. Now let's get down to the part that nobody really wants to share with you, and it's this. So you have the best of the best plan. And even if it's a one-on-one plan, right? Even if it's a one-on-one consultation with whoever your coach is, your integrative health practitioner, they're going to give you a plan. But the problem is this, it's not going to be perfect. And nobody ever likes to say that, right? So I've been working in this field, this health field, for a very long time. I know the protocols to give people no matter what they come in with, because I've done over 250,000 client consultations. It doesn't mean that I'm great and anything like that. It just means that I've seen a real lot, and I've overseen many hundreds of other practitioners. And I've just read, by this point, 50,000, maybe more labs. And so what I'm saying is I see rhythms, I see routines, I see ups and downs. But even at that, when I give someone the best protocol for them for their health, I can tell you this, it's probably going to need to be tweaked. And here's why. They're an individual, and things come up in life. For example, I gave someone a plan about 3 weeks ago, and I said, hey, in a week, let me know how you're doing. Come back, send me an email, send me your questions, whatever it might be. Here's what happened. So they came back, they said, well, I'm doing really well on it. I have more energy, brain fog is cleared up, sleeping's better, but I'm getting loose stool after dinner each night or almost every night. And that's a challenge. And I said, that's really interesting because, a loose stool after dinner, that is not a common thing. We'll get that sometimes earlier in the day with some people with digestive issues. So this is very interesting. So all we did was this. I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to give you the exact answer quite yet, but here's what we did. We said that this is normal. Now, loose stool after dinner, not normal. Okay, that's certainly not normal. Bowel movements, usually earlier in the day. Certainly not loose stool after dinner, but everyone's an individual. things come up, here's what we need to do. I told them this, that even though this is not common, everyone has a little something that needs to be tweaked, right? Everybody. And the problem is this, and that's why I said to them, I'm so glad that, you came back, you didn't just stop everything, because for most people, they do. Most people, they're on the diet plan and they're losing weight those first 3 weeks, 4 weeks or so. Then all of a sudden they have a week where they don't lose any weight, or they actually gain a little bit of weight back. What happens? They stop the whole plan. They said, it's just not working. I knew it wasn't going to work. It works for everybody else, but it never works for me, right? I'm different. Well, yes, you are. You are different, and I'm different too. So that's why when an obstacle comes up, they lose stool after dinner, the plateau in weight loss, relationships hits a certain spot, your health just starts to plateau or actually starts to go down. Well, that's when we need to what? Tweak. But how do we tweak? Well, here is the real secret, is you're going to follow some type of blueprint, all right? Some coaching plan, some course, whatever it might be. You're going to follow that. And ultimately, you'll hit an obstacle. You'll hit something because you're an individual, or something in the environment around you happens. Remember, a lot of people are in different businesses. And when the pandemic hit, well, if you were in a retail-based business or an offline-based business, you had to recalibrate. You had to look at life differently. You had to look at your business differently. It didn't mean your business was really necessarily broken. Not everyone, right? But could you do it in a different way? So many restaurants turned to delivery-based service, and I know that's not the best thing for them, but they started to pivot. A lot of personal trainers started doing virtual and online-based personal training. So again, sometimes the plan's okay, but you need to pivot. You need to tweak even from outside forces. You might be working on your relationship, but it always seems like maybe you're the one working on it and the other person isn't, right? You can't control that other person, but you can control what you can control. And now you might actually have to start to then, again, do things a little bit differently. So what am I saying here? I'm saying it's this, is that you're ultimately going to achieve success if you understand that you need to start with a proven plan, but in time, 3-4 weeks, 3-4 months, a couple years, it's going to need to be tweaked. And what do I mean by that? Is that you're going to need to test variables. So this is our secret to success. This is what I always say, is like people see, a dozen different practitioners before they might meet with my team and I tell them this, listen, I know that you've tried dozens of different diets before, dozens of different plans and whatever it might be. Here's why you're going to be successful working with our team, is that if you're not willing to give up, neither are we. And we know the protocols and plans that you need to follow. We just don't know the different tweaks that are going to need to be made along the way. But we will help you with those. So we're going to give you a proven protocol based on all the hundreds of thousands of other people that we've worked with. And then we're going to tweak it as the adjustments need to be made. For example, let's say that we give you a nutrition plan for weight loss. We give you this, and then we say, okay, at week 4, we're going to start to add in some of those root vegetables like yams and great foods like that. And then all of a sudden, that's working great for you. But then 3 weeks later, you begin to plateau. We say, okay, well, what happened? What variable changed? And ultimately, this is what I'm getting at right now. It is the variables in life that we need to test and that we can control. Okay, so you can't control what you can't control, right? That seems obvious, right? So for myself and for many other people, couldn't control the pandemic around us. What we could control was our reaction to it. So let me go back to that client with the loose stool. And I said to him, all right, so a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you didn't have loose stool. What has changed? That's basically what I asked. Okay, well, what's new? Well, what do? We started to add a smoothie at breakfast. Okay, so that's a variable for sure. You say you have more energy, it's easier to digest. Not a problem. Okay. Could it cause loose stool 8 hours later, 12 hours later? Probably not. It would probably happen within a couple hours of eating that smoothie or drinking that smoothie. So it's probably not it, but let's keep it as part of that. All right. Now let's look at what else changed. Well, sleep's still pretty much the same. It's just better quality because you're going to bed around the same time. Your dinner food's pretty much the same because I work with a lot of healthy people as well. I work with a lot of doctors in and I would say online influencers, people that you would know, some big name people. But of course, I'm big on confidentiality, so you're not going to see me mention any names or anything like that. But they're eating healthy, so it wasn't their dinner food. So I said, okay, well, what else has changed? Well, nutritional supplements, those have changed. All right, let's take a look. What are we doing at breakfast, lunch, and dinner when most of our nutritional supplements are? And I said, you're not getting loose stool at breakfast or lunch, you're getting it after dinner. So let's look at what are you eating or what supplements are you taking at dinner that could be causing maybe loose stool? Because I know that there's not a lot changing throughout the day because we had other tweaks. It's not going to be the issue. So we found the nutritional supplement by simply, here's what we did. I will tell you exactly what we did because I shared this our health coaching team shares this with people all around the world. I said, we're doing good for the rest of the day. Here's what I want you to do. Again, this isn't forever. Yes, your body needs these nutritional supplements because we ran your big 5 labs. We saw you were low in these vitamins and these minerals, etc. But I said, we're not going to take any nutritional supplements at dinner. That's it. We're not going to take any at dinner or after dinner. And that's what we did. And I said, okay, email me in 3 days. Does the loose stool go away? And the answer was yes. What did we do? We tested one variable. I had a hunch just by process of elimination that it was a nutritional supplement that's new for him at dinner. So what did I do? Well, I removed it. That's it. I removed the supplements at dinner. Did he need them? Yes. But again, you're not going to take anything that's going to cause bowel discomfort. So now what options do I have? Well, my job now is to say, well, they still need all of these. Which one do I think it is? Now, I know from previous experience, and it's why it's helpful to work with a coach or mentor or someone like that, is that these nutritional supplements are most likely to cause loose stool in susceptible people once they reach bowel tolerance. So all I did, they were taking 5 different nutritional supplements at dinner. I added one back at a time, with the last one being the main culprit I thought it would be. And lo and behold, they're doing fine. They're adding a new nutritional supplement every 48 to 72 hours at dinner. Again, we're taking our time because we're in this for the long run, right? So over a period of 2 weeks, they're adding them back in. Well, what happens? They find out that it was that one that we believed it would be. So what do? Well, their body needs it, but we can't use that right now. So what we did was we simply gave them a different form of that particular mineral, and they were able to then absorb it. So again, what I'm sharing with you is this, is that we know the protocols. You know the protocol that you need to follow for any type of success because there's a book or there's a course out there for it. And then along the way, something's going to come up. And your job is not to throw out the entire plan or blueprint that has worked for so many thousands of other people, just like you. But your job is to say, oh, as an individual, I need to tweak it just a little bit right here after following the plan to a T in the beginning. So for this particular client, what we did was we customized it a bit more for him. So that's all we really need to think about is just saying, listen, we can virtually guarantee your success in any area. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm saying about like any particular person that's the finance person, the relationship person, the wellness coach, the body transformation coach, spirituality, whatever it might be, is someone has the plan. The blueprint has already been written, right? It's been written for probably decades now for pretty much any individual plan for someone that is looking to and is dedicated, that's serious about reaching their goal. So what I want to tell you is this, is that ultimately, though, something comes up. And that's what people don't want to tell you about. There's always an obstacle. There's always something that pops up. You don't plan on it. You don't want it to happen. But you know that if it does now, this is normal, right? This is normal. This is par for the course. It's part of your journey. And don't look at it as a hardship. Look at it as a learning point. Look at it as some self-awareness. Understand that you need to learn more about you. You need to learn more about your body, your mind, how it works. And ultimately, though, you'll be able to pass that knowledge to your children or your siblings or someone within your family that might have a lot of the same issues, might have a lot of the same hardships, could be a coworker, could be a friend. And what I want to share with you though, is that by overcoming these things, guess what? You feel even more deserving of achieving that goal because you didn't give up when things got difficult. It's easy to keep going when you're losing the weight, you're starting to feel better. It's easy at those points. Anybody can do that. But not everyone is willing to keep pushing forward when things become difficult, right? When the path starts to have some obstacles in front of you. But I'm telling you right now, but just by testing a few variables, making a few tweaks about what's changed, what you think it may be, and then working those variables one at a time, you will ultimately discover what you need to be successful. Hopefully today's podcast was helpful. I'm always happy to do follow-up questions. Just let me know. Post those questions right in the YouTube comments below, post them on Instagram, whatever works for you. Always happy to follow up. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care, and do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could serve. Thanks so much for joining me here today on the Cabral Concept. And before you go, I want to make sure you know that right now, going on over at equa.life, we are actually giving away one of the most popular products we have offered over the past 12 months. And that is one of the best immune boosting products out there. It is our alkalizing vitamin C. The alkalizing vitamin C, which contains buffered magnesium, calcium, and potassium, actually makes it easy on the stomach and the gut, while delivering more than 2 grams of vitamin C per serving. This is absolutely one of the best vitamin C formulations out there. It's easy in the gut, easy to absorb, and also provides you with those alkaline buffering minerals at the same time. You can get your bottle completely free on all orders over $99 right now over at equa.life. That's EQUI.LIFE. I have to say, this is while supplies last. We reserve 500 free bottles for this giveaway, and no doubt about it, they will go fast. Get your free bottle of alkalizing vitamin C over at equa.life, EQUI.LIFE. Enjoy the product and let us know how it went for you.